Long before radio towers and binary code, people traced stories into the dark. The archer of Sagittarius aimed toward the heart of the galaxy, an arrow released into eternity. Centuries later, our machines pointed the same way, and one night, the universe answered, with a signal that spoke once and never again.
City council meeting ended tonight with a promise to...
And then the duck says, only if you're buying the bread. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth, tying run on second. We're still awake tonight.
On an August night in 1977, a telescope in Ohio known as the Big Ear caught something extraordinary. Powerful narrow-band burst of energy coming from the direction of Sagittarius. To the scientists watching, that narrow beam was everything. Nature rarely speaks in a single, precise frequency, but technology might. So when the data printed out as a string of rising numbers and letters, a pattern too ordered to be noise, they knew they had found something worth noting. It lasted just 72 seconds, and then it was gone.
Huh? What's this?
When astronomer Jerry Emmon reviewed the printout, he circled the strange sequence of letters and numbers. 6EQUJ5, and wrote one word beside it.
Wow.
That moment would give the mystery its name, the wow signal. No message, no repeat, just a whisper from somewhere beyond the noise. A signal so precise it couldn't be explained by natural or terrestrial means. It never happened again, but it changed everything. From that night on, we built better ears, arrays, observatories, networks of machines all waiting for something to speak again. That signal burst of data helped spark what would become SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. A movement born from curiosity, fueled by the belief that silence itself might one day answer. Years later, SETI invited the public to join the search. Beginning in the late 1990s, anyone could download a small program called SETI at Home that let their home computer analyze fragments of the sky. Millions of volunteers listened together for another whisper like the one from 1977. Decades passed, the receivers grew stronger, but the silence only deepened. Until now. Now, in our time, something new has entered the frame. A visitor of ice and ancient dust, traveling through the same broad quadrant of sky that once delivered the most famous signal we ever found. Astronomers call it 3-Eye Atlas. And yes, it's the same one lighting up the news headlines today.
The Interstellar Object 3-Eye Atlas. Its trajectory and timing are too precise.
And, depending on when you hear this, the story may have changed again, because in real time, Atlas is still rewriting itself. Its path drifts just 9 degrees from the coordinates of the WOW signal. A coincidence? Perhaps. But an uncanny one. They say it's only a comet, breaking apart as sunlight pulls at its skin. And the signals we hear from it now are the soft radio whispers of hydroxyl, not the sharp, deliberate spike that once jolted a computer in 1977. Excitement isn't always about proof. Sometimes it's about proximity, about the way two stories echo each other across decades and across the dark. Because even if Atlas isn't a messenger, it is still a traveler, a rare and ancient drifter. And what makes its arrival miraculous is not what it might be, but when it came. Of all the vastness of time and space, Atlas arrives at a moment that we can actually observe. A moment when our instruments are finally sharp enough to hear even the faintest whisper it leaves behind. So much has passed us by in the long history of this planet. Comets, visitors, wanderers we never had the tools to study. Secrets the sky offered before we learned how to listen. But not this time. This time, we are awake for it. This time, we are ready. A reminder that the same sky still has stories left to tell. Maybe the signal was never a message at all. Maybe it was an invitation to keep listening.